In this video, I'm going to remind you about a Fibonacci technique. Now, this is really good for Wave 3 coins. Again, Wave 3, just a reminder, they're ones that are doing a later, larger, possibly brand new move to all-time highs and much further. So GameStop is one I discussed in Wave 3 already. But Wave 3 extends. So this ran to 100 million, and now it could be starting a move back again. We don't know. It might be going nowhere, but if it does start to get momentum and head back to that 100 million area, it's very likely going to break through if it did. But my point in this video is looking at Fibonacci again. So we had a significant low, and then it ran up. I missed that. Lots of people missed that. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not important to get in that first move, because this was pretty much a dead coin here in February of 2024. But it had a first leg up, and then it may be starting the ladder again. So it had a pullback, and then I drew this trend line, and I looked for divergence, which I've shown you how to do, the RSI indicator, and there was divergence here, so I jumped in, and it turned out to be a good trade. But look at the Fibonacci. So you take the swing low, drag it over the swing high, and notice it bounced exactly on the 786 level. So 618 is common, but what I've realized recently, especially for these coins that were dead for quite long, so a lot of people still selling them with any pump. They're just trying to get their bags out if they can. You're getting a deeper correction. So, and in Elliott wave, by the way, when you're doing a wave 1 and wave 2, you don't need to worry about Elliott wave. I'm just giving you a few basics here. Usually the first move down is quite deep. It's deep because you assume that the same downtrend is still going on. So what I mean by that is, from that 100 million, we had a constant downtrend. So every time we moved up, we pushed down, move up, push down, move up, push down, move up, push down. So why should it be any different? So it's almost pushing down the same way, but then suddenly the brakes turn and it goes in the other direction. So the 786 is a really nice bounce point. So that's why even if you miss the first one, don't worry. Wait for it to go to the 618 level or 786. Trend line breakout, look for divergence, all the different signs. Nothing is guaranteed with trading, of course. You're just trying to enter in an area that could be very profitable. So you're still getting a price of 14, 15, 16 million. Yes, you're not going to get the 10 to 12 million, but that's just luck really if you get in there. But remember, even that one, technically, you could do the trend line breakout, divergence, etc. But this is an even easier trade because it's a higher low. And then that higher low is maintained. So that's really good. So let's remove all the drawings and let's go into that in more detail. So the next swing up is this one. Very, very choppy, this one. But notice even in the smaller one, from low to high, where did we bounce? Not exactly, but 786. So we had a 1, 2 and a smaller 1, 2. And then we started attacking these highs and we're still moving up. Now, these are the ones where you don't want to buy these local tops, these recent tops. I wouldn't want to enter in any of these spots. But if you get a tiny bit of a pullback, you could potentially buy into here. But this is not the exact setup. Now, what might happen is if it keeps pumping up, another pattern develops, which is one you guys also know. So it might bounce here, and then start doing an ascending triangle. And then you want to buy one of the dips, any of these dips along the way. And then that's another pattern. But my point of this video is 786. So as I discuss other possible wave 3 setups, I see it popping up again and again. So I'm watching this one. This is a new coin. This is a new one, and it's called Updog. And it's doing reasonably well, and it got to a market cap of, I think, 14 million or so. But notice that in this particular one, if we do fib levels from swing high, it's not going to be exact and stuff, but kind of swing high to swing low, look, it bounced on the 786. So it's already bounced on the 786 level, and it's got support there, and it's kind of staying. We're getting some higher lows, and then we're getting what looks like probably a larger pullback. It's not clear yet, and then we're getting very close to this trend line. And then even from this swing low, so let me just delete that. So even from this swing low to high, it's also bounced from the 786. So very similar. But again, we need to keep seeing momentum. The volume hasn't really come in at the bottom, but I'm just showing you that there's quite a few coins that are setting up like this with these deep retracements that could be setting up for a bit of a rally. Some have rallied already significantly, and I'll show you those in another video. But just keep an eye on Fibonacci levels as well. There's some of these larger coins that are in the millions in terms of market cap, where 1 or 2 whales can't really move the price. It's mass psychology. So Fibonacci levels are being hit quite often, I've noticed. Thanks for listening.